The NFL trade deadline is here.
Woo.
This is crazy. This is probably one of the craziest NFL trade deadlines that we've ever had. In the NFL, it's like the NBA, but now it's the NFL. And we're here to react to all of it.
Yeah,
Ain't that crazy? Dude, and
it's wild.
we'll just go right into it. We've only got about, as we're recording this, 30 minutes left on the trade deadline. We'll keep it
Mhm.
updated and posted in case any breaking news were to break. We'll
Exactly.
start off with some of the news in some sort of chronological order. We'll start off with Jakobi Meyers, who
Yeah.
I think,
By the way, this is all the news that has happened today, which is November 3rd,
yeah,
I believe. Yeah. So
with Jakobi Meyers, it's very interesting. We all knew he was going to get traded. Everybody knew Jakobi Meyers was going to get traded. Steelers were an option. Patriots were an option. Jaguars, a bit weird, but I mean, it kind of makes sense now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah,
With all
this
with
is
all the different injuries.
definitely. By the way, this is November 4th today. I
Yes,
said third.
yes, you. Nice, good job, good job.
I said there is 4th. Anyways,
Mhm.
yeah, no, you're right. It definitely makes sense with the injuries. It's kind of crazy because now, if you think about it, who knows if they'll keep Jacoby Myers into next season and so
Yeah,
on. But they're gonna have some they're gonna have some firepower on this team. Brian Thomas, when and then when Travis Hunter comes back and Jacoby Myers, that's a stacked lineup.
they're preparing for a playoff push.
Definitely.
They think that they've got it under locks. They're not probably gonna fight for the division because the Colts probably have that on lock, but
Yeah.
they're gonna try to see if they can sneak into like a wild card spot. And
Mm,
I'm so excited to see what happens here. Mostly because after this offseason, you're keeping Travis Hunter, and then you have to sort of decide. I think it's gonna be more interesting between Jakobi Meyers and Brian Thomas. I feel like having him there, if you want to keep Jakobi Meyers around, it could add more fuel to the fire of a possible like Brian Thomas trade. Not
right.
going to happen during the trade deadline, but a possible trade for the offseason this
Mm,
upcoming season.
I could see that. I could see that. It definitely sets things up for that if he
Yeah,
works well in their offense. Yeah. Mm,
dude. It sucks a little bit if you're trying to get like Parker Washington though. He was a big like waiver
yeah.
wire ad this week. I still think short term, he should be
Sure.
a good get and an emergency start if you need to do it.
Hmm.
But yeah, Jacoby. And how does this work for the Raiders though?
Uh, dude, for the Raiders, that bumps Trey Tucker up to the number one spot on the roster.
Yeah,
Obviously, Brock Bowers is their number one option, but
he's their
as
guy.
far as wide receivers go, yeah, Trey Tucker's up to number one. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how that affects his production. I'm sure it will. You know, he's shown flashes this season where he could, be that guy, and apparently they might, the Raiders might have thought that in trading Jacoby Myers. Who knows if they're gonna get a wide receiver next year? They probably will. Because I've always kind of viewed Trey Tucker as like a wide receiver, three, wide receiver two at best. Personally, I don't know. What do you think?
I think wide receiver 2 is perfect for him.
Yeah.
I think he's uh wide receiver 3, high end, like he could be a wide receiver 2, but this is a cool spot for him to be in. It's clear they're a 2-6 team, 2-7. Uh they're going to go and try to work in the younger guys. Dante Thornton, Jack Besh. I think we're going to see a little bit more involvement in them to try to see what they have in those rookies.
Hmm.
Uh but yeah, Matt, very interesting. Not the expected trade. But
Yeah.
even though we're mostly fantasy football focused, I think this is big enough news where we have to talk about this. Uh, with the Jets, it is Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. We saw earlier in the day massive blockbuster trade. Sauce Gardner was sent to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first round picks. And
Mhm.
also, we'll get to this in a second because I think that's interesting. Adonai Mitchell was also thrown into the trade. So he's going to be on the Jets side. But that was two
Yeah.
first round picks for Sauce, a, a single first round pick for Quinnen Williams, who also got traded to the Dallas Cowboys. So Jerry Jones actually did have something to hype up when he was talking about a big trade. The Jets are
Mhm.
just starting over from scratch. Three first round picks, their two best defensive players, they're completely starting from scratch again.
Yeah, they are.
It is insane.
It's pretty crazy. And another thing is like who knows what else will happen on their offense. They could release Brees Hall. We were talking about that in a video the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know how likely that is, but the trade deadline is still, you know, on on the rise. It's in a mere 20 minutes now.
It's amazing that
Um,
that these guys can get traded, and Brees Hall, who's asking to be traded, can't find a suitor.
yeah,
It's
for real.
unbelievable.
It is. It is. It's insane, and it's funny too because um, these guys were so good on the Jets defense, and now what? Is their defense going to be the same? Like they were always kind of known for having a good defense the last few years, right? And now what are they? They're starting over at defense at
It's, I mean,
potentially.
it hasn't resulted in wins. It hasn't gotten them wins in football games. The defense
Yeah,
showed signs of regression last year. They haven't been like necessarily super great this year. So I guess they just think like, you know what? Retool and reload. But
sure.
even crazier though with Sauce, they just re-signed him.
Hmm.
They gave him an extension 4 months ago. He's the highest paid corner in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Well, as we all know, the Jets always know what they're doing. So
Mhm. I mean, 2 first-round picks, they could do a lot with that. We'll have to see.
now I think it would be interesting to talk about Adonai Mitchell just for a quick second.
Yeah, let's do it.
Him being thrown into the Sauce Gardner trade, probably the best thing that could have happened to him,
Yeah,
getting a much bigger opportunity on a team that has no receiver depth.
sure. Dude, something about the Jets wide receivers though, like I feel like just their wide receivers and the running backs in general, they always have so many of them and they always end up releasing some like earlier in this is just a couple weeks ago even. Malachi Corley was on the Jets who was like a a third round pick last year in the draft. Um and they released him and now he's on the Browns. That's
Yeah,
weird. Um I feel like I don't know. I just feel like they fumble wide receivers on their team and so I don't really know how well Adonai Mitchell given his history um what the Colts is gonna do. He wasn't really producing at all. He made some big mistakes. Um, I'm gonna pick him up in like a deeper dynasty league
yeah.
just to see, like will he do anything this season? Is he gonna do anything at all? Like ever? I don't know. I like his talent though. Like he was great out of college.
Yeah, I think he'll be an interesting. Obviously, you can probably pick him up off of Dynasty waivers right now. Not enough
Mhm.
to like have him in any consideration on redraft waivers at the moment, but he does have a chance to like help out his fate a little bit.
Yeah.
To not just be like a sort of draft bust, to really find himself and maybe hopefully become a decent depth piece receiver.
Yeah. Could be interesting.
I don't know, Jake, but hey, here's the thing. Over in this household, we are a Seahawks family. We are big Seahawks fans. I was not expecting the Seahawks to make a trade, and not in the very least of this wide receiver, Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah. That
This
was
was
pretty surprising.
that was pretty surprising. I mean, I had a feeling that Rashid Shaheed could go to a loaded team anyways, though, because we predicted that, or at least I predicted that he could possibly go to the Eagles. They could be
Mhm.
looking for another pieces. They're constantly buying. No, turns out we might have been that team. I really like the pick. I like the talents. We didn't have to give much to get him. It was a fourth and a fifth. Do you think? How do you view the fantasy value of him though coming out of this? Because that's the most interesting part.
Yeah. Um, it's tough because I mean, I think it could go either way. Um, there's an emerging guy on the Seahawks named Torrey Horton who had a pretty decent game this last week against the Commanders,
Yeah,
and there's been a lot of hype on him, and he stepped up because Cooper Kupp got injured, obviously. Um, so Jake Bobo was also injured in that game. I kind of view Rashid Shaheed as like potentially just a depth piece on their roster.
yeah.
I think he's better than that. Like, I think he could easily step into being above Torrey Horton and or Cooper Kupp, but it's just hard. I feel like it's so hard for receivers to do that mid-season. I
Yeah.
think I think it's going to take a little bit of time, and they might throw him in as like a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 to start. But you never know what he could turn into, I guess. Fantasy wise, I'm just not super high on him right away, but maybe in the future.
I
What do you
the
think?
consistency will go down. It's
Yeah.
very much. I don't see him as like in terms of, oh, he's a number 3 on our team or he's number 4. I see that we have JSN and then we have a crap ton of other guys
Yeah, exactly.
that all sort of play their role and like can go off some weeks but then be quiet the next week.
Yeah.
Um and all used in sort of different ways. Like he kind of now blends in with, yeah, with Torrey Horton, with AJ Barner, with Arroyo, uh with Cooper Kupp. He kind of now blends into all those guys for me. This will take a few weeks of time. He needs to get situated into the offense to
Right.
see what kind of role he'll actually bring.
Yeah.
On the Saints side, though, it makes Chris Olave even more valuable because now you think in games where they're going to be down a lot of points, they're going to be targeting him even more
Oh
often,
yeah. Definitely.
unless
Definitely.
he gets traded, of course. then they
True.
just then they just give up everybody and they're going full rebuild.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think Chris Olave after this could get traded? It already seemed a little unlikely because they wanted to work on an extension.
Hmm. Well,
Maybe for the right price.
given probably for the right price. There's also 10 minutes left in this trade deadline,
Yeah.
till the trade deadline. So I don't think it's likely, to be honest. Um, I could see it maybe in the future, maybe in the off season, but they really wouldn't have anybody on the team, if they traded him away. Do you even know who else is on that team outside of Shaheed and not Shaheed anymore, but
um
obviously Shaheed and Olave?
Brandon Cooks, which
Oh,
I
wow.
think
Brandon.
what I've heard is if he somehow got traded, he would break the record for most for most traded player in NFL history. Either break
Yeah,
the record or tie it.
right. I just
Which
don't.
I'd be down for it. I want to see him break that record.
Yeah, it really hurt the fans, I think, if Shaheed and Olave got traded in a
Yeah,
year. That would be bad. But crazier things have happened, I guess.
man,
I
really,
don't think it's
really,
likely.
really selling hope to your franchise if you do that.
Yeah, seriously. Oh man. But
We'll
dude, there's
see.
actually some news that I just got recently.
Some news. All right, let's hear it. Is it
It's
breaking? Should I pull out the breaking
I don't
news
even
for it?
know if I would classify it as breaking, to be honest.
Hmm. Okay.
I don't even know if I should be saying this, but 'cause it's not that big a deal. It's just kind of fantasy related.
Yeah, why not?
The Panthers just released Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, that's
That happened.
man, that's gonna leave such a wide a crater-like impact in the world of fantasy football. The release of
Yeah.
Hendon Hooker.
Hey
Man, what
man,
happened to that guy?
dude, he was supposed to be really good.
He got drafted in the third round to the Lions, and a lot of people thought, oh,
There was a
maybe
lot
he's
of
going to
hype.
be the long-term option because at that time Jared Goff was just seen as transitional.
Hmm.
Oh man, how the times change.
Yeah, he went all over the place. I think. I think he's been to 3 teams. He was on the team before the Panthers, even.
There's a couple players that even though there's 10 minutes left, that you can kind of see the writing on the wall. Jalen Waddle, unless something happens last minute, it seems like the asking price might have been too high.
Hmm.
The Dolphins were asking reportedly for a first round pick for Jalen Waddle, which I like Jalen Waddle. Second round pick.
Yeah.
Second round, I think first round's a bit too rich. A lot of people saying that the Broncos were interested in grabbing him.
Really?
Well, it's the
That'd
same
be kind of
mindset
crazy.
as the Seahawks is
Sure, sure.
just
Depth.
loading up your team.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, that's a smart move. You really can't go wrong, especially just with all the injuries that have been happening. That could really make or break a team's hopes of you know going far
Yeah.
in a year. So, man, but am I excited for the Seahawks? I just can't stop thinking about that last game. And now Shaheed, dude,
Dude, it's
it's
exciting.
it's pretty awesome. And also, I know we recently dropped waiver wire pickups for this week on some of our social platforms.
Yeah.
Uh, and one guy we had that is surprisingly still on the wire in a lot of leagues is Sam Darnold.
He still is. That's why I
Sam
had to
Darnold,
I
bro.
it also, if we're just talking about waiver wire real quick, I know people are here for trade news, but for this as well, this is a
Yeah.
very tough week for streamable quarterbacks. I looked over it. It's not just injuries, but a lot of the people on the waivers right now have tough matchups. Broncos, Texans. It's just a bunch of teams I don't feel comfortable playing against with any of these guys.
Hmm.
But seeing that Sam Darnold is still 40% owned, he's inching his way closer to like past streamable. Like he
Oh
could
yeah,
be a weekly starter.
yeah. That's the thing. That's
But
the thing.
it with quarterbacks it takes a few weeks for fantasy to like pick up on it. It's not the same as running back or wide receiver.
Definitely. I know there are fewer, what's it called? Superflex leagues out there. I'm in a
Yeah.
few, and that's where I like mainly have been hyping up Sam Darnold because in a Superflex league, you got 2 quarterbacks. I mean, he's an automatic number 2, right? Like each week, I think. So regular leagues, it is tough. It is tough. There's a lot of quarterbacks, but he is nearing the conversation of like, okay, you could start this guy over um, some really good guys depending on the matchups. It really comes down to a matchup thing. If you get to a certain level, and
Yeah.
I think he's getting there. He's getting there, bro.
Dude, do you think that uh every Brees Hall's still demanding a trade? The more and more time passes, the less likely it's going to happen. We're at T minus 10 minutes. Uh, they apparently the asking price for him was a third round pick. Would you take Brees Hall for a third round pick if you're an NFL team?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
right.
100%.
Like if it's
I
an
don't even know why I
upgrade,
had to think about that for a second. Yeah, I
like
would.
I mean,
That's kind of crazy,
if you're the Chiefs, you know,
dude. Honestly,
I know teams are hot on the idea of you can get a late round running back in the draft, but
Mhm.
Brees Hall is a still pretty good player, and he's an upgrade over some of these other teams that are looking to make that run. So I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's kind of weird, but
Also, Jets, what are you doing? If you're giving up Sauce Gardner, if you're giving up Quinnen Williams, why are you so stingy on like a certain pick for Brees Hall? If you don't give him up for a pick now, he's not going to sign back for you. Like, get something out of him before it's over.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a sixth round pick. Just get something, man.
Hey man, maybe they're hoping that now he will stay with the all those picks that they have. They could get someone pretty nice. Who do you
Oh,
think,
dude.
dude? Who do you think that they're gonna try to get with those picks?
Well, they need a quarterback.
Oh, 100%.
That has to
100%.
be one of the picks, either for this season or next season.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen anyone like fully break out as like a true top quarterback in this draft.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe they'll wait till the season after. Maybe they'll just get antsy and be like, no, we need a guy now, and try to reach on a guy a little bit. I don't know. They're obviously gonna need to retool defense though, because they're not just gonna focus all on offensive pieces. They now need to replace some big stars,
Oh, most certainly.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no running backs really going either, which I kind of expected. Like, I only saw the market for like one or two teams to possibly get a running back,
Hmm.
and it didn't seem like there was as much of an opening for it to happen. So who knows? Tony Pollard looks like he's gonna stick on the Titans. Brees Hall might stick around. Chuba Hubbard, yeah, he's gonna definitely stick around. Uh, Alvin Kamara didn't want to get traded. He's not getting traded. We're just looking over now because there's just a couple minutes left. There's only a couple minutes left on this to see
Exactly.
if anything comes in last minute. Man, I really wanted DJ Moore to get traded.
Dude, that would be nice.
Oh, would have been so cool. Bills, you should have made that big move. Where's the big move, Bills?
Yeah. I know. I'm sure they were looking, bro. I wonder how many teams were fighting for like Shaheed and well, I guess Shaheed was the only wide receiver that got traded in the for the deadline.
I heard that
I
Jacoby
guess,
Myers.
and not just Shaheed, but what's his name on the Colts? AD Mitchell. Jacoby Myers? Oh yeah, too. Jacoby Myers. Ah, my mind. But yeah,
I,
I don't
I heard
know.
that
It's
Jacoby Myers could have originally gone to the Patriots back again, but
hmm, that could be
apparently he
crazy.
said they didn't want him.
Oh, really?
That's just what I heard.
Wow.
But I think that's actually pretty interesting that they didn't want their old guy back.
That is pretty crazy. I mean, they do have a lot of guys.
They do have a lot of guys, so they maybe
They would
it
have
might
to
have been
get
too
rid of.
much, or they thought they had
Yeah.
enough. Hey, let's not forget about the real story. Tom Brady cloning his pet dog.
Whoa. Is that real?
I It
Oh
feels like an
man.
AI generated story, doesn't it? But from what I'm seeing, it seems mostly real. Like, I don't know the science behind it, but it's like it was a dog made as like a genetic clone of his previous dog.
Uh,
I don't know how or what that happens, but you know, when you're as big and famous as Tom Brady, you get probably a lot of crucial connections to famous people with a lot of money and a lot of certain technology and desires.
mm. Yeah, dude. And with dogs, I feel like people are really attached to their dogs. Like dogs are like legit family members these days,
Yeah.
which is I think it makes sense, but sometimes it could be a little too much.
I mean,
Um,
that's a crazy rich thing to do.
oh, it is,
Like that's
but
a definition of crazy rich.
it is. But when you're like really attached to a dog, and maybe his dog is like unable to have children, it could be kind of sad, because their lifespans are kind of small. Anyways, we're kind of rambling on about this, but
I just think it's very funny
it is funny.
to an extent of like I know you love your dog, but we all love our dogs, but we don't bring them back to life. Is the
Yeah,
point I'm trying to make?
no, no, I get you.
You know.
And
But
it wouldn't
as
be
we're
the
going through
same
this, it
as his dog.
seems like that might have been it on the deadline.
There is a non-fantasy related trade that just happened.
I would like to know this non-fantasy related trade, Jake.
um, the Saints are trading O-line Trevor Pending to the Chargers.
Awesome. That makes sense though. They lost Joe Alt to a
Penning.
season-ending injury, which is after just getting him back. That's a huge blow
Yeah.
because they were much worse when he was out of the lineup. So now that he's officially out for good, they probably think they need some O-line help to keep him secure and steady
Oh yeah.
going into the postseason.
Yeah, and the Saints. What do the Saints need him for? Their
What do they need an offensive
seasons in the
line
hole.
for? To protect their young, not young, their rookie quarterback,
Yeah, come
Tyler Shuck, their 37-year-old rookie quarterback, and
on.
oh my gosh.
Crazy.
But that is all we have on the NFL trade deadline.
Yep.
There could be a chance something comes in last minute, but likely not. So this is it. Big trade deadline, probably one of the biggest we've ever had in terms of super duper good trades. You can follow us
Yeah.
on Instagram, on X, on TikTok, or you can listen to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We post multiple videos a week. We have a start sit coming up. Jake,
Yep.
anything you want to say before we go off the air?
Appreciate you guys for hopping on, whoever did, and yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think about the trades. If you want to
Yeah,
type anything in the comments section, love to see what you're thinking.
let us know.
And yeah, we'll get back to you guys. Thank you.
In a complex fantasy world, just remember to stay simple. God bless.
Stay simple.